What's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. I want to go through part 2 of the Advanced Genji Guide. The first one was one of my most well received videos, and I advise you check it out if you want to work on your accuracy with shurikens and what shurikens you should be using at each time. The only thing inaccurate in that video is the fact that the combo has changed, and I'll teach you guys a slightly new combo during this video. The last thing I'd just like to say, if you really enjoy our content, be sure to hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, because that is the best way to get our videos all the time. Without it, for some reason, YouTube gives you our content whenever they feel like it. So, jumping straight into things, I want to start with something you shouldn't do, and I'm going to show you a gameplay on screen on Hanamura, where I'm playing as Genji. The enemy team have actually gone with a clutch bastion idea at the end. I do manage to deflect him, I play it fairly well, bounce around the enemy team, and I wipe them all. And you're probably thinking, well, this was quite a good play, Weagle. What's wrong with this? Well, the issue is that it is a bad habit to do these kind of fights on your own. You'll see my team did come and back me up and help a little bit at the end, but the issue with this is that Genji can easily be used by some people in solo queue in particular to bait their team. And we're not talking bait as in bait out enemy abilities to kill them. I'm talking about using your team as bait to get kills, and it's a very easy habit to fall in as Genji. What I should have been doing is waiting for my team, which I thought were there but they weren't, and then we should take the point together. I got lucky and wiped the enemy team, and this is why Genji needed a nerf to his ultimate in the first place, because he was being used in a very solo queuey way. And it's good that they managed to patch his ultimate so that he does need to be with his team more. So I wouldn't fall into this bad habit. That's the first thing I try not to do, is going in on your own too much as Genji. Now the first real tip I want to get into is about Genji's deflect, because even though everyone knows it can be used to keep yourself alive and to deflect damage back at people, there's a few ways that I don't see it used very often, and it's a way that I think you should try to use it, especially if you're trying to move through the ranks and play better people. So you'll see on screen that I'm fighting a Roadhog trying to kill a Mercy, and then the Roadhog starts shooting at me. You'll see that I actually deflect his damage back at the Mercy instead of the Roadhog. I'll show you another example now on Eichenfeld where I do the same thing against the Zenyatta. The D.Va starts shooting at me, I just deflect and I aim it at the Zen. A lot of people will use this deflect to keep themselves alive and not actually achieve that much with it. There's very rarely any point in trying to deflect Roadhog's damage back at him because he has too much HP. You probably won't be deflecting all of the bullets because it's a shotgun as well, and not all of them will hit him, and you may do 100 chip damage or something, which just isn't that useful. Of course, if there's no one else there, then yeah, just deflect it back at him. You get a little bit of ultimate, but you don't need to just fire it back at him if there's someone else. Another good point is if you're playing a decent McCree, is that if he's trying to shoot at you and spam at you with his gun, he does a lot of damage. If you actually aim his damage at one of their healers, you can take them out in one headshot sometimes, especially if they've already been damaged or if they've got a Discord orb on them. The last thing I will talk about on the deflect is something that won't happen at higher levels of play because people will get used to it, but for most people will work. As you know, most Reinhardts like to throw their fire strike at the start of a map just as you turn the corner. What they don't realise though is that if you're Genji and you run around the corner and deflect that back at the enemy team, if you hit a few people with it, you gain like 30% of your ultimate charge straight away. Also, if you don't hit anything, at least you save it from hitting your team. If it hits your team, then it's going to give the enemy Rein a lot of charge. So something I would recommend is that whenever your Rein decides he wants to go the normal path where it's obviously going to be fire struck, you go around first and you just deflect to make sure the enemy team don't get any bonus ultimate. Now I want to break some stuff down for you guys. You'll see that I'm playing Eichenfeld again. It's the same game as before and I'm absolutely wrecked. So I just run away to get my health back, regroup with my team, knock the door down and pull my ultimate. Now one good thing to mention is when the Mercy's dead, as you'll see on screen, any target's a good target. Here's where we take out the Zen with the deflect and things carry on. I do manage then to kill the Zarya as well, and you may ask why I melee so much. Sometimes if I'm missing shots or someone's low HP, it's easier to melee because you're guaranteed to hit because of the huge hitboxes. Now there's a section there I want to slow down for you guys, and what happens here is I swift strike through someone to kill them. If you do that, you regain your swift strike again. Now a lot of people don't know this, which is why I point it out. Any kill you get as Genji, you get your swift strike back, so keep that in mind because you can keep using it. I'll show you a clip now on Dorado where I use it multiple times to finish off the enemy and destroy the whole team in a team wipe. Back to Eichenwald though, with ulted, terrible Zarya, or actually nothing to kill, and the Mei's still there. Now I Swift Strike just to do the chip damage because I thought we'd finish her off, but she gets lucky and the Zen saves her, and the enemy team decides to ult us, and again just trying to confirm a little bit of melee damage, but things go badly. Now I want to just slow that down and you'll see that I actually decide to left click here and not right click. So here's something very important. If you're trying to kill a high priority target like a Mercy or a Lucio, sometimes it's actually better to left click. Now technically you can do less DPS, but it's easier to hit all 3 headshots. When you're right clicking and then moving around, it's very difficult to hit all of them. When they're all coming out in a row and you're dinking them in the head, which is primary fire, if you manage to kill them, it's a very big thing. So that's why I'll be trying to get all the shots in the head rather than spamming the fan of blades. What I will usually do though is if I'm up close and personal with a tank, especially if I'm behind them, that's when you want to fan blades because it's very hard to hit them in the head anyway. And then if you're head on, it's very difficult sometimes to make that choice, and I would say if they're a smaller target, you're better off trying to learn how to shuriken properly with your primary fire, throwing them all in the row, get them in the head, and then Swift Strike as I mentioned before, which is a very good combo. Now you can then melee after your Swift Strike, which works exceptionally well. You just have to make sure you time your Swift Strike in a way that you're close enough to melee them after. The last thing that happens on Eichenwald is I do a terrible deflect for no reason and waste my own time. Again, the left clicks on the Zarya, get her in the head, finish the Mercy off, she has to go first, and the Mei too. Swift Strike, overgame my Swift Strike again, Genji's left, low HP, and that's why I melee. What's the point in trying to throw more shurikens there when I can just melee him and confirm the kill, because you're guaranteed to hit them because the hitbox is huge, which I'm sure you've seen videos on before. Now I want to go through a little bit on Volsky. You'll see I immediately target the Mercy with a flurry of left and right clicks and manage to kill her off with the help of my Reinhardt. The Pharah is also dead here, and then I start missing a lot of shots on Lucio. This happens. It happens to everyone. Doesn't matter how good your accuracy are. Sometimes run away. That's exactly what I did. I left the Lucio to my teammates, who still isn't dead, but I got the heals, and then we finish him off as a team, which is a lot more important than me just trying to panic kill him or Swift Strike, or just know when to escape, know when to run away, know when to avoid. So you'll see in a second a Reinhardt decides to get clever, and again I'm just doing chip damage with the left trigger because I can hit him in the head, and I'm not worried about giving Zarya extra shield because I know we're going to wipe them here. Again, a flurry of left and right clicks, which is primary and secondary fire, because sometimes it's just easier. Now this is where things get interesting. My teammate is actually shouting, Zarya's lit, Zarya's lit, but I also see that the Lucio is lit, and they just happen to bulk up together nicely for me. So here, who do I prioritize? Well, I decided Fan the Hammer would hit both of them. They're next to each other, so I can't really miss 3 shurikens. I just keep spamming them at them, and I'm hitting 2 in Lucio, 1 in Zarya, or 2 in Zarya, then 1 in Lucio. What's the point in prioritizing the one target when I can guarantee this damage on 2 already weak people? You'll see that I managed to get the Zarya lower, so I finish her off with Swift Strike, and then another combo. I Swift Struck into her, I knifed the Lucio, and finished him off again straight away. Dive on to point, hello Mercy, finish the Mercy, and we get a hell of a lot of stuff for free. I do then die, but I did all of my job as Genji there. I took out 2 low targets, and I finished the Mercy off. Finally, going to show you a bit of a pincer attack on Anubis. Some of my team are moving to the left. Although the Winston has already dived in, I'm just sitting back making sure I confirm the kill on the Torp turret, because it's very easy to take out as Genji with the left clicks, even if he's repairing it. Then I dive in on the action, and things start getting crazy. Reinhardt, not a bad target for you as Genji, as long as he's not being healed, which he was. Too much focus fire, getting in that right click at close range. As I say, big targets, close range, in the back. You want to be fanning the blades because it's really good. Tall turret up again, doesn't stand a chance against Genji. Lucio's getting cheeky and disappears from my line of sight, but again, I've just confirmed a bit of damage on him, and our Rein pins him into the wall. Again, Reinhardt deflect. So predictable. Easy chip damage, free ultimate for me, and we managed to finish him off. I don't know what this guy was doing. This is when we were in Plat, not Diamond, and this guy, I'm not really sure he knew what he was doing, but again, coordination is Genji. Come back, meet up with your team. You still need to go as a team. There is the nano. You can just kill things for free when this happens. I don't need to tell you what to do. Just press Q and hold down click. You'll kill everything. Coordination is key with Genji. It's one of the most important things you can do with him. You cannot be diving in on your own. Maybe at low levels, and definitely before they nerfed him. Yes, you could pull out your ult, wipe the team, no one could do anything. But in this day and age, people know Winston, Roadhog, they're going to be an issue for Genji. So you will get countered most of the time, and you need to stay with the team. All of these examples I've shown you are where I did stay with the team, and that first example I wanted to show you me going in on my own, and even though I won, it's still a learning experience to not make that mistake. Because if you're baiting your team, which again doesn't mean baiting out anyone's abilities, I mean actually using your team as bait for you to confirm kills, it will only work for so long, and eventually your Genji play will decline and you won't be as useful with him. So guys, that's about everything. Last thing I'll say, when you combo, just make sure you try to melee after a swift strike, or you can just keep fanning the hammer or throwing your shurikens and then meleeing. The one thing you cannot do now is melee and then swift strike. That is what changed. So check out the other Genji guide though, because that will help you a lot more with the shuriken stuff. And be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything in the comment section down below, and don't forget to have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.